Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so what we're doing today is I use this widget on my personal site. This is a widget written by a guy named Eric Mann, who is way smarter than I'll ever be. I used to work with him at an agency a long time ago. I reached out to him, and hopefully he's okay with me doing this. And if he's not, then I won't release the code, but I would love to turn this into a block and then get it on into the block repository for download. But I won't do that unless Eric is okay with it. So hopefully he gets back to me soon. And yeah, anyways, but what this thing does is if we go and look at it, let me just get to my widgets. What this thing does now is allows you to, there's two widgets in place. There's one for codex contributions and there's one for WordPress core, like track PHP stuff. Contributions. And so what it allows you to do is set the title, and then you can set your username. My track username is Welcher, and then how many tickets do you want to see. So you can update that. So it's pretty straightforward stuff, and it's pretty cool. And then this actually just links out. So if we were to view this on the front of the site, which I'm going to just look at this page. There we go. It's down here at the bottom, so you can see that I've got my my track ticket here, and it'll just link me off, and you can see that this is something that I did for menus. I can't remember now. Cool. So that's basically the gist of it. Now, if we were to go, so this is a what's called it's a widget in the standard sense of a widget. The way that we would write widgets prior to Gutenberg and all that stuff. So it's all, it's a pretty old plugin. But so what happens though is when, I have, let me pause for a second. I have Gutenberg plugin running on this site right now because you need to have the Gutenberg plugin enabled in order to enable block themes. And so if I come in and I go, I'll just show you the plugins right here. See, I have Gutenberg activated. This is one of the plugins that we did in our last stream, one of our streams, the meme generator. And then I have the widgets plugin listed. So if I go and try to activate one of the, so this is 2022, which is going to ship with 5.9, which will be in like a few days, 6 days, I think. And then if we go and start trying to edit it like we've done in the past stuff. So let's say I want to, in my footer, I'm going to go to the footer. I want to insert a block in the footer here. You can see that my contribution widget is not showing up because it's not a block, right? So we want to be able to use this in block-based themes. So that's why we're doing this. So first things first, so I'm just going to switch back to, what was I on before? There we go. I'm going to switch back to 2021 so we can at least look at it there. And we'll go back into widgets. And so you can actually add this. So WP core contributions, it shows up there. I'm just showing it's still installed, it's still there. It just has to be, it's based on the fact that we were looking at a block theme instead of a sort of classic theme, right? So let's get started. So there's a couple of things I've been doing. This is going to be a real fly by the seat of my pants one because I didn't know I was doing it until yesterday, later on in the day, and I've been so I'm trying to. We have to hit some external APIs. So we're gonna try to not get into too much trouble with the JavaScript side and cross-origin scripting issues and things like that. So we're gonna I have some ideas around how we can do that. But at the very least, what we need to do is we need to get this into a block. So when we look at this, we basically have three parameters that we need to store as attributes for our blocks. We're going to need the title. We're going to need the username from track and how many tickets we want to display. So we know that we have those attributes, right? And then this is really cool that it's actually rendering this. What we're going to want to do is probably render this on the JavaScript side as well. And then because we're hitting external APIs, this doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to be a static block. We don't want to save the output of this. What we want to do is we want to show the 3 most recent contributions. So if I set this and then I never set this again and I get more contributions, hey, Florida Dakota man, welcome aboard. I want those to automatically update. So I don't want to save any of the markup. I don't want this to be a static block. I want to save the attributes and then use a dynamic block on the PHP side to actually, when this is rendered, pull this stuff out. We can cache some things and do that. That's what we should be doing anyways. But that's kind of the approach. So let's switch over to here, which I'm going to zoom in a little bit if you can see that. Okay, cool. And I'm just gonna, where am I here? I'm in. Looks like I'm in WP Contest. I'm going to go to CD plugins, and then I'm going to go npx, and I'm going to see, there we go. So I'm just going to use the create block package because it's so easy to create this super fast, and we don't need to we don't need to mess around with all this stuff. So I'm just going to give it a name. This is going to be contributor and so it begins. Contributor props. We'll call it that. All right, so that's gonna, in the background, it's going to install. It's gonna create a block for us. It's gonna give us a plugin that does all this stuff, and it's gonna creates the block.json. It creates everything that we need, and we're just gonna have to go in and clean that up a bit. So the other thing that I want to put into this is so this has 2 sort of versions, this widget. It's got the core contributions for the PHP side. It's got codex contributions, which are great too, but what it doesn't have, because it didn't exist at the time, was Gutenberg. So I'd like to be able to get some Gutenberg contributions in here. So you could show your core stuff, you could show your Gutenberg stuff. I don't think I'm gonna do the codex ones. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just don't think I'm gonna do it for this. So that would be that's the plan. So I've been looking around in Gutenberg, what am I saying? On the GitHub APIs, and it does look like there's an endpoint. Now I'm gonna have to figure out if this is gonna actually work, because I don't think I can just call this with a fetch. I think I'm gonna get some cross-origin scripting issues. And the other thing is the equivalent so this is the plugin code from, I'm gonna zoom that in, sorry about that. So if I look at the plugin code here, you can see that this is the URL that's being called. So I'm gonna probably need that too. So if I come up here and I can just do this, and this is what it gets me. So we're gonna need to parse all this fun stuff. Should be good times. Again, I don't think I can just hit this with like a fetch command. So if any of you JavaScripters in the room who know more about this than I do, because you usually do, you can tell me what I'm doing wrong. But what I think we may have to do in this case is try to access it from the server. So try to have the PHP side request it and bring it back. So we can opt to do 2 things. We can have it so when we're displaying in the browser, in the editor, we don't show this stuff. We show placeholder stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of. Because when we're displaying it on the PHP side, we're going to be on the server. It's going to render on the server. So we should just be able to do like a WP remote get and get all the information that we need, parse it out normally. But I'd like to be able to show you a representation, show the editor a representation when they're messing with this. So we'll see. That's I've rambled long enough. So now we actually have this thing. So that's good. Okay, so now let's go. Where did our plugin go? Contributor props. We have a plugin right here. So let's take a look at some things. First of all, let's go and enable it. So we'll go into our plugins, install plugins. We're gonna leave this page. Where did that thing go? Where did that go? Contributor props, there we go. So we'll just activate this. So this is all built out for me by the plugin. So we're gonna go ahead and probably update some of this stuff. So we come in here, and this is this is the actual plugin file. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna say displays props for WordPress and Gutenberg. Oh, you know what? I'm just thinking about this now. I don't know if we'll be able to do one block to show both. Maybe we can just do it in one block. Just have like Gutenberg up top and WordPress below. Let's just figure it out. Whatever. So cool. So this is doing that. This is doing that. So I'm going to CD into that new what the heck do I call it? Contributor props. I'm gonna go npm start. So this is gonna run my build command. My start command is just gonna run in the background. Now I want to make changes. Things will get updated and we can look at it. So let's get over to a post, add a new post, and I'm gonna go, this is the contributor block. Now I'm doing this in a post because that's what we're really building. So we're converting a widget to a block. That's really what it is. So it's a block. It can go anywhere blocks can go, this can go. So that's kind of the idea. So contributor props, there we go. So as we mentioned before, this is some boilerplate stuff. So it's in there, we know it works. So let's take a look here. So in here, what do we got? I'm just gonna close that down for a minute. So we're importing some things, so this, I'm gonna get rid of that first and do this. This is something that I need to do a pull request for this particular thing. Actually, if anyone is looking for some props for Gutenberg for some contribution stuff, this template I believe is stored in Gutenberg. Let's just have a look. Do I have it handy here? I don't think I have it handy here. So Gutenberg. We'll go in here. And let's see, packages. We'll go create block right here. Oh, you know what? It might be in this one. Let's take a look. So create block, tutorial example, templates, source, index. Yeah, right there. So if anyone wants to make the change that I just did and do a pull request, this is where you can get it. I'll drop it in the link in the chat here. Do a pull request and get rid of that capital E and then just get rid of that edit so it looks like this, because this works the way it just works fine. I mean, you can see that, right? So anyways, this is like object shorthand in JavaScript. So anyhow, so that's that. I'm gonna change my, okay, let's get this. Okay, so package is not create blocks. I should have probably added that. Text domain is, wait, what am I doing here? Let's see. It's been so long since I did one of these that I forget. So what did I do in here? Package is Twitch streams. I want it to be, oh man, I should have probably done that properly. So I don't want this to be, I want to change all references to create blocks to be Twitch streams. And then it should be, I should have done the thing a little better there. So Twitch streams, right? No dash. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Okay, I'm gonna do that. Get rid of that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. And then I want the X. Oh, I can't do that. What the deuce? What's going on here? All right. Boy, okay. So that's working. That's working. Twitch streams. Okay. So block.json is gonna be Twitch-streams in there. This is just the namespace that I want to be able. I want to keep it. I want to keep using. I think that's it. Let's just make sure this thing still works. Where'd I go here? So I refresh this. Oh, okay. Keep it HTML. Looks like I must have broken this. Oh, it probably just. I bet that's just because it removed some class names. So I'm gonna do contrib. No, I broke it. Completely broke it. Let's see why. All right. So let's see. Console errors. Create block, contributor props must have a title. Okay, so let's look in, I think it's because I need to update this. That's it. Twitch streams. Replace all. Yes, thanks Aruba. I should have just replaced all, but this is this is more painful. So hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Okay, keep as HTML. Let's just go ahead and get rid of this. Contributor props. Yay, we did it. And of course, the CSS is broken now because the class name changed. So we can just do this and go like that. Should do that now. Oh, I'm a liar. Am I a liar? Let's see. We don't know which one of these. There we go. We got it. I ended up creating those. Oh, nice. There were places create block and create block because they found it so annoying. Are you talking? Sorry, this is Aruba's message in the chat. Are you talking about when you're using the create block package? Because I believe you can pass the namespace as a flag, which I probably should have done. Yeah. Let's look at that. Actually, I think you can. Where's create block? So create block, and here should be able to, yeah, so the namespace, we should be able to pass the namespace. Yeah, so what I should have done was I'll cancel this. I should have run it, which of course this is off the screen now. 1 second, I apologize. There we go. I'm gonna clear, I should have run like that, and then we did namespace. Namespace, and I think it's equals whatever I called it. I think so that would have done it. It doesn't always work for me though. Oh really? Are you doing it? Really? That's interesting. You should have you created an issue? Because that's super annoying. Well, doing what I just did is super annoying. So I totally get that. That's weird. Let's see what happens when I do that. Tangent. Okay, we're gonna go on to call it test and run that. Oh, I wonder if it has to be, I wonder if it has to be internal template. I may have done that wrong. So I think we need that. I think I'd like to get, I think we need some docs in here. Just showing examples of how to do all this. So there's no, because template is just space separated. No issue yet, but I should. So let's, I think it's, oh, of course I built it inside. So let's see what we did, what happened here. So, oh yeah, so Twitch streams. So it worked for me in that case, but that doesn't mean anything. If it didn't work for you, it's not surprising. I'm gonna cancel that because it's already done the scaffolding, and I'm just gonna delete this. But I'd be really interested to see how that manifests for you, because maybe there's something that we can add to the docs or whatever. Cool. All right. So anyways, npm run, npm start. Cool. So I'm just gonna minimize this for now because we don't really need to see that. All right. Anyways, back to what we were actually doing, which is building stuff. So okay. All right. So we've got, it's working. We're good. We can see that we have it here. Where am I here? Okay. So we have this here. So the first thing that we want to do is let's need to get some, let's put a title in, right? So we need, well, actually, let's look. What's this going to look like on the front end? So let's see. So this is the existing thing. We're going to look at, I believe there's a core contribution widgets template. So how does it, so it's just a list and a title. So we'll just do it that way. I think that's all we have to do. All right, so I'm gonna just the source. Okay, so our index is working. We'll go to edit. So in our edit state, so we've got all this stuff. Save that. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a wrapper. First things first. I don't know. Is a section tag appropriate use here? Anyone in the cheap sheets? We're gonna just do that. I'm gonna put a little section tag in there. We can change it later. Or I'd use a div, right? So we have a section tag. So what we're gonna want to have in here though is we're gonna need to have a title. So we'll say H2. This is the title. I don't know why I'm yelling. The title is the title. And then we'll want to have an unordered list and an li, and this will be basically 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5 is the ticket number, like that. And then this will be wrapped in a href, right? And I'm just going to make it do that for now. And we'll want to add the like rel, like what is it? No, get out of here. Why is it doing that? No opener, no refer. Okay, and then we'll just do this A, and this is giving me some kind of. Okay, that's fine. So we're just gonna. This is basically what it's gonna look like, right? And so let's refresh this. Oh, and of course I broke it. Let's see. Where's there? I wonder if that accessibility issue is what the problem is. Okay, I need to zoom that in so people can actually see what I'm seeing. H2 is not defined. Well, that's not a component, right? There we go. Get rid of that, get rid of this. There we go. All right, so put this down here. So this is just going to be rough. Close that, refresh this. There we go. So this is the title and all that. That's basically it. That's all this thing does, right? Yeah. Oh, and then view all tickets on track. Okay, so then we're going to need a link. We're going to need a link out to, and then down here, I'll just do a tag and say view all tickets on track. All right, and then we'll just do it this way. Something like that. Oops, something like that. So I know this is stellar design, but that's pretty much what we're going to want. I'm going to get rid of all of the styling here because I don't think I want any of that right now. So we're going to get rid of this for now. Oops. And get rid of that. Boom. This should be fine. It should be refreshed. Okay, so if I view this post now, you've got, oh, we haven't done any saved content. That's fine. We'll get to that in a minute because this is a dynamic block. Cool. So this is that. So all right. So the first thing, we need an H2. So we're going to do that by pulling in the rich text component from the block editor. And I like doing it this way because then you can just literally see them side by side. And so that we're going to set the tag name is going to be H2. We're going to say, oh, right. Okay. So we have that. Unchange is going to be, it's a function. It's going to get the new title, and we're going to say set attributes. Oh my goodness, attributes. And then we're going to say title is new title. So this is not going to work for a couple of reasons. One, we don't have any attributes set. So first thing I'm going to do is destructure out set attributes here because we need that from the props that are passed. And then we're going to jump over to block.json file, which is where? Block.json. Okay, so in our block.json, we've got everything that we need so far. We've got a category. It's perfect. This is actually a widget. I'm going to probably replace that somehow. This is not right. Display. You know what? I think I already did this in here. So I'm going to just put that in there. All right. So we'll do this. Okay. So we want to add some attributes. And the first attribute we're going to add is a title. That title is going to be of type, and it's going to be string. You may be wondering how I'm getting this autocomplete. It is from this awesome line right here. This is actually needs to be updated as well, because these are hosted on I think it's if I spell it right, schemas.wp.org trunk. Is that, I don't know if that's right. That doesn't seem right. Did I not? Oh, I know where I can find it. It is in, I can never remember this off the top of my head, which is hilarious. So our Twitch theme has a theme.json. So this is it. Oh, that's right. Okay, so schemas. Yeah, that was right. And then, okay, so we're going to come over here. So we're going to change that. Schemas.trunk.block.json. So this just redirects to whatever's in the, trunk in the thing, but this will give us the most, what is this? Missing property type. Oh, right, I'm missing the property. So this is a type of string. Here we go. So that's where the autocomplete's coming from. Now, I should mention that if you're not using VS Code, most IDEs can sort this out. And I don't know what kind of magic they're running behind the scenes to make that work, but I know I've heard, I don't know if anyone here who uses PHP Storm can confirm that, but I've heard that it just finds it, because it's also on Schema Store. So it's in a bunch of places. Anyway, so now we've got our title, and so we can jump back here and we can say the value is going to be title, which we also need to destructure out. So I'm going to say attributes. Does anyone have any questions about what I'm doing right now? Like how I know about these magical things? I feel like I've covered it a bunch of times on the streams, but for anyone that's sort of newer and hasn't seen it before, just drop me a wave or whatever in the chat and I'm happy to explain it. But these functions that are in edit and save that are passed to register prop type, they register block type, they get passed an object called props, which is basically where all these things are coming from. So the attributes is the attributes that we're defining here and their current values. Oh, thank you for the follow. Google Janin, I'm not saying that right. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, so, and then just what I'm doing here is this is called object destructuring. So I'm pulling title out of attributes and set attributes out of the global thing. All right, so we have that. Now go back in here and we'll refresh this. And so I should be, this is the rich text component. Okay, component. Right. All right. So if I save this now and refresh this, we should be seeing that value, and we are. So this is now saving. We don't need this anymore. So one thing I like to, so rich text is awesome, except it gives you all kinds of, oh, thank you. Oh, I appreciate you watching all the videos. That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining. What I like to do is I like to control the formatting options. So you can say allowed formats in here, and you can pass it an array of the formats that you want. So we're going to do core bold, we're going to do core italic, I guess. And so this should change. So before I refresh this, if I click on this, you see we've got bold, we've got italic, we can make it a link, we've got all these other things, highlight, inline code, subscript, strike through. I won't read them all because they're all right there and you can see them. But what I want to do is I want to keep them from being, I don't want all those options. So now, did I break it? Oh, I broke it. Oh, because I forgot the S, allowed formats. So this code should only allow bold and italic to be there. So if I refresh this, grab this, now I've got bold and I've got italic. So if I highlight that, bold and italic, and those are the two that I want. Now, one of the downsides with rich text is you can add paragraphs in it. And I can't remember for the life of me how to stop that. That's going to be some homework for Ryan, I think, later. Why not just nest a heading block? Yeah, we could totally do that. We would need to create an inner blocks instance to be able to put. I mean, that's a totally valid way of doing that. Or you could put. We don't necessarily need this heading in here, but because of the nature of widgets, you probably do want to have something so it shows up in your sidebar. So we could do it that way. We could use a group block and then nest these together, but then we're still going to need to write a custom block that manages pulling in all of the data here. So I figured I'll just put it in with everything else. Does that answer your question? It's definitely it's a design decision. This is optional. You don't need to have this if you don't want to. And it's, you know what? That's a really good point, because now I'm thinking about it, and I think it's a shift in the mindset about how you build for the block editor for full site editing. Because and I'm just gonna ramble here for a minute, but I think I remember when blocks first came out, and the idea of to use the example, I used to do a lot of publishing sites, and so they would have a an author byline, right? And so that was always we would put a field in somewhere, some post meta that would go with it, and all those things, right? But Leroy Sales, thank you. Oh, sorry, Leroy Rosales, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Totally, it's been a recent shift for me, but it helps a lot for UI, I find. What helps a lot for UI? Using as many blocks as possible, or yeah. Anyways, what I was thinking was everything can be a block now. So if you want, because we're building this out, there's no reason why you couldn't just say, I'm going to put a heading block in above it, right? And then just manage it that way. And then I don't need that. And then this is there and it's optional. It just becomes more information, or more UX is smoother for clients. Yeah, totally. I guess I don't know. I guess my argument there, which is a very mild argument, would be that sometimes clients be clienting. So if you have a very defined structure of how the site design is supposed to be, maybe putting in all the things is the way to go, but maybe not. We can get around that with block patterns, block templates, and locking things and stuff like that, right? So I mean, yeah, there's no reason why we couldn't say just take this out, which I'll just do right now, and then just have this literally just handle the contributor portion. Right, what is that? Okay, here. By dropping a heading in, and then my props. All right, there's nothing wrong with that at all, whatsoever. And then the theme kind of handles the spacing around the blocks and things like that. Let's see what that looks like. My props. Yeah, and then it's one less piece of development that we have to do. So it's definitely an alternative way of doing that. I would totally do an inner block instance to handle the heading and the custom block, or do a block pattern of the heading as optional. Totally preference, but yeah. Yeah. I would say so let me ask you a question then. What would be the benefit of doing an inner block versus what this is? Because inner blocks is a bit more to set up. You have to start restricting things. You have to then, when you define, so if we have an inner block, we'll have to write this as an inner block as well, and then say that block can only go inside of an inner block, inside of a parent block. It gets a little bit complicated. or are you thinking that there'd be like like this is totally design decisions around like like an architecture thing. Feels more complicated to do an inner blocks instance and then restrict the things that go in it, just from a straight amount of code you have to write. I'm not saying you're wrong in any way. I just it's definitely an interesting conversation to have, because I think there's a lot of people. Like there's a lot of opinions here, and you know, as there is in engineering in general, there's a million ways to kind of approach the same problem. But not true. You can still have an inner block instance and still have all the custom stuff in the same block right under it. Yeah. So oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So you put inner block instances around this custom piece. Is that what you mean? Anyways, because you can only do one. Yeah, it's completely doable, 100%. No argument here. I personally probably wouldn't, because if you just have an inner block that has a single block, then it really depends, I guess, on what you're trying to accomplish. Because I personally, and this is just me, this doesn't mean it's right, it's just my 2 cents. I wouldn't put it in an instance of inner blocks in here inside the same block, if because you can group things. So if the idea is to have everything move together, then you can do a group. If you just want to be able to put a header in it, I don't know. I don't know if I'd do it that way, but that's not to say it's the wrong way of doing it. And obviously every case is different. So awesome. Multiple more, if you can nest more. Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge fan of inner blocks. Don't get me wrong. I am a big fan of it. Why reinvent the wheel if you don't have to, right? Inner blocks allow you to do the repeated fields thing, which was a huge problem in Gutenberg. Because everyone was kind of rolling their own. Like you want to have an ordered list like this. You want to add items, individual items. You do it with inner blocks, right? Rather than try to write something or use a React sorting library or whatever. Anyways, good conversation, Ruba. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Cool. Anyways, all right. So I'm gonna just leave it like this. This is gonna be a separate thing, so we don't even need the title. You know what? I already did it, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. But this is just a design decision. It's not right or wrong. Okay, so this is the rich text. So we're in there. So we got this, and then we got view all track tickets. Okay, so what's next? I guess we should try to figure out how to get some of these things, right? All right, let's take a look here. Okay, I'm kind of drawing a blank here. So, oh, you know what? We need to get some tooling over here. So we're gonna do that. That's the next thing that we're gonna do. So what I like to do is we're gonna pull in the inspector controls. Inspector controls should be found in the block editor package as well. And I've said this before, I like to just put it at the bottom. It doesn't really matter where it goes in your component, because basically this is what's called a slot fill. So you render it here, or sorry, you sort of, render it. You add it here and it gets rendered in the place it needs to be displayed at. And in this case, it'll be over here on the right-hand side. So now that I've done that, if I refresh this and then I select this block, you can see I've got this test down in here. So we need to wrap it and some stuff, but we're gonna put some controls in there that allow us to define how many things and what the username is and stuff like that. So in here, we're gonna do, I think, I've done this in other stuff, so I'm just gonna steal it. But what we wanna do is wanna wrap it in some panel body and some panel stuff. So did I do it in here? Let's see. Controls. It's a toolbar button, no. Let's just see. Code plugin. Includes block editor, edit. There we go. Okay, so panel body comes from components. So I'm going to grab some of that because we're going to need components as well. Okay, and where'd that go? Spectral controls, panel body, range control. Okay, so I'm going to put a panel body in here, and this is just going to clean it up and make it look a little nicer. I do not need that. I'm going to put my test back in here. So this is going to just, it's going to wrap it in its own thing, and we can actually give it some, so here, right in here. So we can put a little title in there. We can label it and have a like an open and close thing. So we'll do that. So I'm gonna go panel body and go, is it title? And we should always be translating our things. And this is gonna be, what is this gonna be? I'm just gonna call it options, I guess. And then Twitch, no, this is the name of our text domain contributor props down here. Put it in there. All right, so this should give us some more nicer looking title. It does. We have our options here. So you can yeah. So you put this in. There you go. So that's your box. Now we can put some stuff in here. So we're going to need a couple of controls. We're going to need a input control, text control, text control. And this text control is going to go here. Text control, right. I think that's how it does it. And then what is it? Label. Label is going to be, again, what are these? It's going to be username, usernamps, username, and we're going to contribute props. Right. Let's make sure that actually renders. Get our username, and then range control, I think is, so yeah, range control is actually what we want. Do this range control. I don't remember how to use range control at all. Let's just see. This one. So range control. There we go. So this is going to allow us to. Okay, cool. So. All right, cool. So this is going to be prop count. Call it that. So we need to add a couple of new attributes to our block.json. The first one's going to be, we'll call it username, and this is of type. We're going to say type, and it's going to be string, and then the next one's going to be prop count, and this is going to be, again, type. Now, you'd think that this would be a number, but I believe it does not mean, let's just see. I don't know. I think it's going to be a string just because of the way that it works. So we'll try number, but I think it's going to actually be returned in JavaScript as a string. So, okay. So now we got to get back to our edit and come all the way back up. I'm going to just collapse the UL for now. And so our title is, sorry, we need to get the username, if I can spell it right, and then the prop count. Prop count. There we go. And so username is what is going to be the value of text control, right? And then we're going to need an on change, and it's going to be another function, and it does new username. And it's going to set under attribute, of, that's an object, it's the thing we're going to change, the attribute we're going to change, and then the name is the new value, so the new username. Okay, so that's that. So this is not going to be that. This will be prop count, and then you guessed it, new prop count. And then they're going to go copy and paste for the win. And we'll just see what that does. Okay, so 3. Oh, you know what we need to do? This is what I want to do here. In the block.json in our prop count, we're going to give it a default value of, let's just say, whatever, 5. Let's see what that does. Reload. All right. Okay, so that's going to be the number of props we see. So we have it limited, so minimum of 3, maximum of 12, which are arbitrary numbers, so we can make them whatever we want. So I'm going to say, all right, okay, cool. So we can change that to whatever we want to change that to. All right, so that's cool. Trying to think how I can make a single block. I was really hoping to use block variations to be able to have the same block that has attributes that we can just change. So that we can say, hit the track API and hit the GitHub API. Yeah, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But what I want to do now is, what do I want to do now? We got to get some tickets in here. So I guess we should try. Should we get it rendering on the front end here? Okay, so we're registered block type. Okay, so we've got our edit happening. So this is pretty much everything that we need to know. So I'm gonna put my we're gonna shoot for Gutenberg first. So this is the Gutenberg list here, right? So I'm gonna put my username in, just so it's saved. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna show all 12 prop count. 12. I'm gonna refresh this and just make sure that's saving, and it's indeed saving, and that's the thing. Okay, so this is Gutenberg props. Okay, so we'll do that. So now, we'll just ignore this for now because this is going to be some fun stuff we have to do. That sounds cool. GitHub track variations. Yeah, because the issue I think, Aruba, that is going to be less about can we do it and more about because the endpoints are so different. We might not be able to, but maybe we can. Maybe we can. We will see. We will see what we can do. Okay, cool. So in here we're going to do. We're going to pass an array. And we're going to call render callback. Callback. And then we're going to say whatever the render call is. This is the name of the function. I don't think I'm in a namespace here, so don't worry about that. So I'm just going to say Twitch streams underscore contributor props. And now we're doing this so we don't break stuff, right? Because we're prefixing our functions because we're all in the global namespace here. So if we wanted to get a little bit better about it, we could write a namespace of Twitch streams and then call this one contributor props, contributor props, right? And now we can just say, we can just do this. And then, so now namespace. Like that. And so now it's going to know to, did I do that right? No, I didn't do that right. Like that, right? Now it's going to know to look for a function that's called, and this is a much cleaner way of doing it if you're comfortable with namespaces, which I highly recommend looking into if you're not a PHP developer, right? And so this is going to be, we're going to say return, this is the dynamic block output. So I hope that's just gonna, what did I break? I broke something. What did I break? What did I break? What did I break? Oh. PHP 101. There you go. Okay, so let's just see. Now let's go here. We'll refresh this. Oh, you know what? This is going to break everything in a minute. Okay, cool. That's fine. So I'm building a dynamic block. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that my save function returns null. All right, so this is all this is just the function that returns null. And when you do that, it will not save any of that markup into the content. And right now it's doing that. So I'm gonna this error is totally expected because I just had a static block that was saving a bunch of things. And then now I don't have, now I don't have that anymore. So I'm just gonna remove this block and I'm gonna put it in the contributor. Did I just break the whole damn thing? Oh my God. No, what the heck is going on? You know what? I every time I have a live stream, I do this. I end up converting it to a dynamic block and breaking it. So I need to figure out why. So let's look at that. So console's got no errors. Sources is content, plugins, Gutenberg. So it's not what? Well, that's just super weird and strange. Editor script build JS. Yes, it's all there. So what? Let's get this. All right. Maybe it wasn't built for. Oh, thank you for the follow, Milana Cap. Okay, I don't know what I just broke, but I need to figure it out. So let's see. Oh, you know what? I probably just don't know how to PHP anymore. Let me get my debug log open here and see if there's a problem. Okay, I can just delete that, save it, and run it again. Cross keys, I did see your question. I will answer it in 1 second, my friend. Let me just see what I'm breaking here. That's not what I care about. Okay, no, it's called incorrectly. Okay, that's not right. That's not the error. So many errors. Widgets, widget. What's this? Meme generator. What the deuce is going on here? Oh, I bet that's Twitch streams contributor pro. Oh, I know why. This is why. Because when I added a namespace, I didn't actually do it properly. There we go. Okay, that is a different error. I'm gonna remove this block. Namespace for the win. Contributor props. There it is. We got it. Okay, cool. So we have this contributor props. I'm gonna refresh this. There's the dynamic block output. Okay, so we got that right. Cross keys. Sorry. What? What is the question? Let me just take a quick look here. Sorry to interrupt your flow, but can I ask a quick question because this is blocking me, pun intended. Do I have to do a deprecation for any change to a block to the point of adding another class? Yes. Short answer is yes. If you have a static block and you change a class name, think of it this way. If you have the class name is 12345 and it's saved in the database, when Gutenberg parse, like when the block is parsed and then it's passed to Gutenberg, Gutenberg says your save method, like your save property, has 54321 as the class name, but what's saved is 12345. And I don't know, is this the same block? I don't know how to handle it. So the short answer and Scorasaurus is correct. You absolutely have to do it. This is one of the reasons why I prefer dynamic blocks. You don't have to worry about any deprecation strategies. The other thing about deprecation strategies with static blocks is that they aren't automatically updated. You have to go in and save the content. So if this is a new block that you're writing, and you don't have a lot of instances of it, you may want to consider converting it into a dynamic block, but that's up to you. So, and we can talk about that more in the various chat places on the internet. Anyways, so Scoresaurus, I appreciate you jumping in to help out there. That's fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so this is correct. It doesn't look right, but that's fine. So we're going to come in here. I'm going to wrap it in a div, and then we'll all of a sudden it'll start looking the way it's supposed to look. Div. And I have all these weird nested things happening now. I haven't looked at static person. I guess we're going to do some reading. Well, I'm literally building a dynamic block right now. Cross keys. I can take you through the basics of it. So when you are defining a block, if you have a save function like this that returns this stuff, that's a static block. It's going to save whatever the value of your save function is. Whatever's returned from your save function, it's going to save that as markup in the database. If you have it return null, which is what I'm doing here, it won't. And then you have to define a render callback in your PHP side. So you have a render callback here. And then this render callback is what's called on the fly when PHP renders the page on the front end. That's a super high level thing. So we're going to have, this gets past props, content, and block. I think it's like a block instance, right? So, contributor block, render callback. All right. Okay, cool. So if I do like a var dump here, which is var dump, come on, props. We should see the value. Oh no, not props. I'm sorry. It's attributes. Attributes. It gets past the attributes. It's past what's saved in the attributes. So if I do that and I jump over here now, I refresh this, you should see that this is moved over. So you can see I've got prop count 5. Oh, I know why, because I have it. Okay. So Ryan Wiltshire. I had to delete that block first. I'm gonna make it 12, and I said this is title. All right, update that. And we'll refresh this. So now you can see I've got the title, the username, and the prop count. So I can use that now in my template that I'm going to do. There's a couple ways that you can treat this. You have to return this the same way that you would, like if you're doing a short code. You would return the short code, not echo it. But there's a sort of a, I don't know if you want to call it a best practice. It is sort of, it's a structure that I've always used, and that I want to get, I want to do it this way. Get, what is it? OB, no, sorry, OB get clean. OB get clean like this, right? And then I'm going to put, then I can just put whatever I want in here. And what you can do is you can include a template. You can just get out of PHP entirely and just render some HTML with PHP in it, like whatever you want to do there. And that's sort of what I like to do in that case, because it just makes it a little easier. Because otherwise you have to have it in a big string or external templates. If you have a very complicated block, doing an external template is going to probably be your best friend here. So what we want to do, what did I do there? Nope, go wrap this in a section tag. Oh, come on. Section tag, right? And then we've got our H2, right? And then this is, so it's going to look, we're going to get into here. We're going to back into PHP, attributes, and this will be title with proper, what have I done here? Wow, okay. There we go. And we're going to echo this. Now, this is not the way you should do it. You should escape this stuff, and I'll show you that in a second. But now refresh this. This is a dynamic block output. Why did that not work? Let's see. Title is title. Where's what? Inspect. Let's see. Is it actually getting spit out there? Totally not getting spit out there. Why is that? Oh! Does anyone know why? Because I'm not returning the actual output. There we go. That's doing it there. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Nerhar. All right, so now I should see title. Great, awesome. Now what we should be doing here is we should be doing escape HTML. There's some sort of, you know, you might want to, I don't know. There's this, if you're working on, like, this is a best practice to escape everything and escape it as late as possible. Now there is an argument that, like, because I'm putting this into a post, that I can't put anything in that post that is malicious. Like I couldn't put a script tag inside the header block. It just wouldn't work. It wouldn't let me do it. It wouldn't let me save it. But anyhow, but this is a better way. This is a good way of doing it. Now you could also, you know, you should probably, you know, you could get into like if you know, if I think is set will do it, right? Right, and then only display it if it's set. And I think this should mean, so if you wanted to get rid of the title, you could do that. Let's see, let's get rid of the title, make sure that's actually correct. Update it. You know what, it'll probably be set, but it just needs to be is it actually okay? It's putting out the H2, so I want to say if and the stir length. There's got to be a faster way of doing that. It's been a while since I've written PHP. Oh, is it empty? Not empty? Yeah, that's what it is. I think that'll do it. And I need to get some stuff in here. So this shouldn't be spitting out. No, it doesn't. Okay, so that doesn't spit out the H1 anymore, or H2 anymore. Cool. So that's sort of the defensive way of doing that. Okay. And so now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to see what happens when I do this. I'm going to take this URL. I'm going to go. I'm going to do this all in PHP. So this is one of the awesome benefits of a dynamic block, is you can hit these external sources pretty easily. So I'm going to say content, and I'm going to say props equals WP remote. Oh my god, remote get. And I'm just going to pass that and see what happens for now. And then I'm going to say var dump props. And we'll just see what comes back. And I'm going to spell that correctly. All right, so this should hopefully, let's just see, where am I? Let's get rid of this. Let's refresh that. Okay, so what do I got? I got response, body. Okay, cool. So I need to get the body. So I need, I haven't used WP remote get in a while. Remote get. So we're gonna do this. I think it's like the response, and you get the response from it, if I remember right. Oh my god, hold on, what are we doing here? Response. Yeah, and then it's like get body, I think. Yes, remote. Okay, cool. So I need to write it like this. So I'm going to say GitHub. I'm going to say Gutenberg request and Gutenberg response. Response. Oh my god, response. Right, and then I'm going to say if not is WP error, because I think it'll return a WordPress error if it's not actually a thing. I'm going to say props equals, I think it's WP remote retrieve body. I think that's what it is. What is in here? Yeah. And then I pass the response like that. And then hopefully I'll var dump props, and this should give me something to work with here. Okay, so let's go back over here. Okay, so that's okay. WP JSON. God, I am so rusty with PHP. I can't even tell you. That's not even a function. What's going on here? No. JSON decode. Nope. I just need to go JSON decode, do I not? Oh, this has got to be painful for those people in the room who use PHP. Sorry about that. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, cool. We got commit. So this is URL. Okay, so now we've got basically all of our commits. Okay, so let's see what it returns to me. And then this is insane. So it looks like its current form dynamic blocks are less pain than static blocks in every case. Why would you ever use statics? It's a good question. I don't know. There's I don't think I have an answer for that. Not to mention the main thing is that it remains less painful. Okay, so commit author. So this is gonna be all the commit author. So I just need to go commit message and then the URL. This should give me, okay, I'm gonna go for each props as prop. Var dump prop. All right, I'm gonna see how that works. See what we get out of here. I think it should be, no, not that. Let's see. Oh. So it's a class, so I should be able to do what? Commit? Is that it? What am I doing? Commit. Let's see what's going on in chat here. Yeah, I mean, it's a valid. I agree with Scoresaurus. It's a valid criticism. The thing is, we have static blocks, and the core blocks are static blocks. I'm sure there's reasoning behind why there were static blocks. There's an argument to say that if you have a static block and your block code goes away, that it's still saved in the markup. A downside of dynamic blocks is that if your client uninstalls, deletes, deactivates the plugin that has that dynamic block code in it, it won't render that block anymore because it's not stored in the markup. So there's benefits for migration and things like that. At the very least, the block code isn't there, the markup's already stored. So there's that, right? Dynamic blocks certainly make things way easier for development. And if you have a block that you're maintaining over a long period of time, then there's arguments for using that. But I mean, every use case is different. So that's my 2 cents, anyhow. Okay, what do we got? So there's lots of stuff in here. Okay. Author. where's the URL? I want the commit, name, the date, the name, the date, the tree, the message, the URL. So there's the message. So we can display, oh, you know what? We can display the message. So, wait, sorry, I got the commit and then I got the message. So if I go commit this message, I should just see the message for each one, right? Okay, so that's one way of doing it, I guess. Do each one of these have a, yeah, they do. Okay, cool. So we have message. We could do some fun things with that. So let's do this. I'll put a UL in here. Well, right, and then I'll drop my little for each in here. Some PHP. All right, let's see what this looks like now. I think I'm gonna get, oh, I got something broke. Man, a ton of PHP errors in here. Something fatal. What fatal out here? Convert the string 52. That's interesting. Can I just force it to restart? Oh. Oh, what the heck's going on there? Still causing me issue. There we go. All right, so I think I just want to get that. So I'm gonna do maybe some regex out of there. Like a preg match maybe. I'm gonna go preg match, and the pattern is going to be, what's the pattern going to be? Basically, it's going to be this, followed by this, followed by, going to be 0 to 9. Oh god, 0 to 9, right? And there's going to be any number of those, so I think that's a period, followed by that. I don't know what that's going to do. We'll see. There's probably a way easier way of doing this, and then we'll just say, var dump. Let's see matches. Right, let's see what that does. Yeah, that's fine. Ah, to Google Preg Match. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't obviously put my do. And so this is that followed by this, followed by any number of these, followed by that. So matches. Okay, let's run it again. Well, that's weird. 37. What did I do wrong? Maybe it's, of course, my regex skills suck. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that is what we want. So then we're gonna go. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna say matches. And it'll be 0. So this should give us a thing. There we go. Okay. These seem suspicious. Okay. And oh, regex, you're so much fun. Was it URL? I don't even know that's right. We'll see. Oh no, that's not what I want. Ugh. All right, hold on. Should have done a bit of research into this before I did it properly. So the commit is tree URL. What is that? No, I just want the regular URL. Oh, HTML URL. That's what I'm looking for. So it's part of the top level, right? Okay, we'll grab that. Sorry, that'll be HTML URL. So hopefully, we're going. So let's see what this one does. That's it. Okay, cool. So now let's make some changes here. Oh wait, no, I got a loop. I'm doing this wrong. I got a loop. Okay, cool. So. I'm gonna do it a different way. I'm gonna say decoded. I have to. Sorry, I'm not explaining what I'm doing here. Decoded props. What I have to do is make sure that I only display the number of props that I've told it to display. Let me say for. Come on, for. Wait, am I able to do this? Yeah, I should be able to. For we'll say I is equal to 0. And we'll say I is less than, and then we have to get up here and our attributes. Prop count. Say I plus plus. All right, we'll do this. So, let me comment that out. I think I can just, just make sure that I'm actually dealing with something here. Should be dealing with. I hope that throws out the thing I'm looking for. Yeah, okay, that's right. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do that. I just need to grab. I'm gonna need to do message is gonna be decoded props, and it's gonna be I. And then same with URL, like this. My PHP CS is definitely, it keeps yelling at me that I don't have it globally set up, which I don't, and I should, but I just haven't done it. And then I'm gonna do the preg match. I guess I got the message, and then I'm gonna echo that. So this, with an E. So hopefully, if I've done this right, which there's no guarantees, I will get whatever the value I set in here, which is 12. I'm going to set it to 3, so it's nice and easy to tell. I'm going to go in here, I'm going to refresh this. 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3. These should all link out to our commits now, and they do. Perfect. Okay, so we, yeah. So the next thing is we need to get, oh, I know how we can do that nice and easy. So where is that? So if you go to Gutenberg and go to the code, or sorry, go to Insights, you can go to Contributors, and then I just click this, right? And I can just go grab this whole URL, right, like this. And where do they put it in here? Is it just a link at the bottom, right? Yeah, okay. So then link at the bottom, I can just go ahref, right? Put that in. And then I'm gonna replace this with the PHP go attributes, right? This should be username. Oh, this is annoying, this thing's in the way. And then close that. Oh, need to do that. And then I don't remember what the text was I put in there. I think I put view all tickets. What are we doing here? So you say view all props. Okay, and then target equals blank. And then I should really put that no refer, no thing in there. I wish HTML was formatted that way all the time. I like it so much better. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right, cool. All right, so let's take a look at this. So we've got basically the front end happening now. Right, view all props. Click this, opens up in a new tab. And we can see we've got all the props for me or whoever based on that. And then individual ones. The individual ones would go to this URL. So so if I click on this URL, it's the same. Okay, awesome. So this is giving us the same sort of experience that we would get. Now this looks horrible, but I'm gonna add a little title. Gutenberg props. Update, refresh this. Cool, so we need a bit of styling on there, but that's basically the plumbing of it. Now, the edit side's gonna probably prove to be a bit trickier, right? So, because we don't need, this doesn't need to be an actual link. This can just show up as a, like, we're not gonna wanna click that in there, right? This stuff, excuse me, what we're gonna wanna do is try to query the API to get that stuff ourselves. I don't know if we can just do it in JavaScript. So let's just see. So let me pause. Does anyone have any questions about anything that I just did, or any creative, or what is that, constructive criticism on the horribleness that is my PHP? All right, we'll move on. So, oh wait, let me get rid of this. Okay, and in here, I want to try. Just going to do that. And I'm going to quick fix disable for this line. Not going to work now. Quick fix disable for this entire file because why not? So I think I'm going to need to use a, what is all this? Oh, let's go away. A use effect, I think. So I'm going to import that. So import use effect. Now use effect is a React hook, and we can get it from at WordPress element because the element package is the abstraction layer on top of React. So and I'm going to put right up in here and say use effect, and this is going to be called. I want this to be called anytime username is updated. Right, so do console.log, and in this updating the tickets, right? If I spell it right. So the idea behind this is that I'm going to use this use effect hook to requery the API, the endpoint every time. Right, so let me just inspect this so we can see the console. I'm going to clear all this out and hit update. I'm just going to refresh. And I'm going to clear that. If I come down here, I'm going to change my username, delete, see? So Ryan Welcher. Now, probably going to want to debounce this in such a way because we don't necessarily, because every time you type, it's going to update that. And we're probably going to want to debounce it, but we can manage that later. So we're going to call fetch. Right, and then the URL that we're going to call is, we'll just try one. Where is it? No, nope. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Come on now. I have it over here. Oh, I see that I need to put in the appropriate username here. Right here. It doesn't need to be an echo, it just needs to be the deuce. Don't need that, I just need this. Okay, so that's better. So I just need this URL. This is the one I'm looking for right there. Let me put that in my fetch. I'm just going to say, I put my name in there. I don't think this is going to work. I think this is going to be some sort of error. Oh, okay, all right, fine. There we go. There we go. Then console. Oh, David Baumwald. Thank you for the follow. This is data. Console.log data. All right. Oh, what did I do? Did I just quit now? All right. Let's see. I've got too many tabs open. I'm going to close a few of these. Okay, so hopefully something happens. Okay, let's see what happens there. What am I doing wrong? I'm doing something wrong with the fetch. I never know how to use fetch, like ever. I think I have it in my clipboard here somewhere. We're gonna want something like that one. don't want that, don't think. I want this. And then this. And then I'll get rid of this one. So we'll just see how that works. Okay, let's go back to the browser. We're gonna do a refresh here. Reload. Okay. So I don't need that to be, oh, it's not text, it's JSON. Let's try it again. All right, well, that seems to be working very well. Okay, so that actually worked extremely well, which is awesome. So I'm gonna build out this a little bit, and what I'll try to do is maybe go like this and username, and then there's another property we can go per page, and I might just use the prop count here, prop count. So that means that we have another dependency in our array, so we'll just add it here, right? And so this should only get the number of commits that the username is done for this prop count. So let's refresh that again, and we'll do this. So probably to see that there. Sorry, my bad. 1 sec. 4, 3. Okay, cool. So it's actually showing this 5, 10, 12. Okay. There's got to be some kind of rate limiting or something happening in here. So it may be wanting to. If I was building this for production site, I would probably, which I may, but I would probably try to cache some of this, at least like in session storage, because this is just for the editor, the person creating this block. It's just so they can see what is happening. Yeah, I would probably try to do something like that. So, cool. So we have that. So that updates. Now we're not doing anything with this data. So what we want to do is I'm going to use some state. This is annoying. This is because I haven't got all this stuff installed in my package.json, but I don't really need it. I'm going to go use state in here, right? And I'm going to set up a state variable. I'm going to call it props and set props equals use state, and we're going to go boom, and we're going to go, I'm just going to set that to, this is going to be null at first, right? And so when we have that, we're going to say set props, right? And then we can go like this, copy. So we're probably going to want to do some kind of conditional. So we say props, go like this. We can say, like this. We can say props, boom, and we'll do all this stuff, or we'll go like this and say loading. 1, 2, 3. Wrap it in a div. Why not? Maybe a p tag. Wrap it in a little. Oh my god! Come on. I think I have an auto completing thing in here, and it's driving me bonkers. So I need this. Get rid of that. I'm gonna put that in there. Okay. So now we should get a loading state until the API comes back. Hopefully it works. Let's try it again. And this time, hopefully we can actually see the loading state. Whoa. Well, that's just weird. Okay, what was that? Oh, I have a console error. Internal server error. It didn't change any PHP. What did I do there? Okay. Did I change something in PHP? I don't think that would do it. All right, let's see. Okay, that's super odd. It's a 500 error. I should be getting some. What is this? Can I use line 50? Can I use always touch SD class as an array? Line 50 stack trace. That's weird. Okay. Oh. Oh wait. What did I do? Seems arbitrary that was. Oh, rate limit exceeded. Oh, okay, that's the problem. I just broke everything. Okay. All right, so that's the issue. And I just talked about this too, so I don't know. I might have to. Well, you know what? It's noon now. I might just call it here because I've just hit a roadblock and I need to authenticate with GitHub API and all that stuff. So I'm going to call it now. But before I do, does anyone have anything they want to chat about, talk about, whatever? Cross keys, are you feeling better about dynamic blocks? All right. Okay, well, thank you everyone for coming. I really appreciate it. And thanks for the follows, the new followers. It's always great to have new people hanging out. No, you're not good? No, you're, what's no mean? I'm gonna pour coffee while I think you're typing. I'm happy to answer dynamic. I'll get it eventually. Okay. Was there anything that you're stumbling on right now? Because I'm happy to jump in. Like we can talk about it real quick. Okay. Well, anyways, feel free to reach out to me wherever. And as always, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you all spending some time with me this morning. But I'll bother you in Discord. Okay, sounds good. Cool. Well, I didn't even mention this, but all the code for this is going to be going up in the repo, which should have triggered something. Did my bot die? My bot. Looks like it died. Oops. Let's try that again. Oh, come on. Let's do it again. Repo. There we go. I'm writing my own bot, and somehow I killed it during the course of this particular stream. So, yay! Anyways, that's what all the code is. And if you want to go there, you can to log issues, ask for stream topics, whatever. All the code that I write, good or bad, is going up there. Yeah, great. And I will be editing this and putting it up on YouTube probably Monday or so. But anyways, cheers. I really appreciate y'all, and we'll see you next time.